This is the processed 540 images in drone deploy. I'm going to hit some of this hot and heavy. First of all, we're on 2D map right now. I think we're on the high definition version of it. Yep. Oops. There's the 2D map. First of all, plant health. Click. I do not understand what it's trying to tell me here. I have bunches of filters in here. I'll have to learn what they are. I'd say that's RGB, red, green, and blue. This could be neutral, red and green, neutral, green and blue, red, green, and neutral. I have no idea. Neutral and blue, neutral and green, no idea whatsoever. I don't see any blues in there, so I don't understand them. I will come back to this when I do. And there are several different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 different algorithms for processing this stuff that seem to yield different results too. I, again, have not educated myself on this. There's also, you can turn on a grid here if you were doing this to find the plant health of a property of or a plot of farmland, let's say wheat, then this zone would be good. Grid would be good to kind of show you perhaps over in here everything's best, up here you have problems. So on a 50-acre field, you'd know where your irrigation needs to be. Don't know. And doing the zone here, again, I do not understand the plant health yet. The elevation, you can see that here. That is absolutely perfect for this property. This is the top of a hill. It slopes this way, and it slopes east to west and north to south, both. And out here at the road, it slopes east to west, north to south, also to this drainage ditch you can see right through here. And you can see how they planted these trees in the orchard here based on the fact that it's coming down the side of a hill. So the hill's right through here. It's not a round hill. It's strangely shaped. So that's absolutely perfect for the elevation map. I don't see anything else. You can change the color. Gray. Okay, fine. It's a gray elevation map now. Intensity. Huh. That's pretty wild. So there's things in here to play with. I'll just leave them at their defaults. Whatever the default was here. Oh well. So that's elevation from here. Oops. This terrain only attempts to get rid of the houses and structures. That's cool. So the only thing else I would say here is, as far as this picture being map details. Here we go. I can turn the opacity completely off. That's what Google Earth got the last time it flew over and took pictures. I just want to change this opacity on a sliding scale. I want to see how well my driveway lines up. It's pretty good. I think it's off just a bit. And it won't let me change the opacity really easily. So I can see. how well they line up. Oh well. So anyway, if we scroll down on some of this, there's some pretty good resolution. That's a water line we think is going to come over to our house. That's why it comes out of the ground here. We think eventually it will be dug from there over and from there over in this direction to the house. We'll see. They said they were going to put city water in here. We prefer the well. Anyway, got some pretty good resolution on the ground. Extension cords laying everywhere. That's as far as I can zoom in. We come back out. The 540 images stitched together rather well. My humble opinion. So let's look at one other thing we can do. We can take a distance. I do not know what the true length of this house is, but that distance just measured was 59.34 feet. 59 and a third feet, 59 feet 4 inches. I'll look at the blueprints over there and see how close that comes out to being exact. I think it will come out pretty close. I'll go ahead and delete that. So that pretty much shows all of that. Now let's look at the 3D model. This was a mapping mission that the photographs were taken straight down. So this 3D model looks pretty darn good to me. And it has the same problems I've had in all of my missions. You can sort of see again, right here's the top of the hill and it slopes down. This from the road slopes this way and the whole thing slopes this way. You can sort of see that right here in the 3D model. And this part of the orchard and this part of these trees slopes that way. That's all really, really good. So if we go to anything looking from the top on this 3D model, it all looks really good. The problems arise when we look at the side views. Now, in my humble opinion, this is still really, really good. That's a basement window, the basement door, the basement garage door. You can tell the house is brick. There is not a big window up here. That's a problem. But there were no pictures taken at any angles other than 90 degrees straight down. I will be doing some 3D modeling, and we'll see how this gets much better. But this is pretty darn good in my humble opinion, from 540 pictures that weren't even taken in this orientation we're looking at. This was able to be rendered based on what it saw in the photographs at an angle. You can see there's a gutter right here, and that gutter is not lined up well. That's broken up in the rendering. The side of the house here is all broken up. This side of the house is amazingly correct. Those are 2 windows, a door, another window on the sun porch out back, that little square area there. And then this is the laundry room actually down through here, another little room in here. And these are shrubs that are out there. This didn't render well at all. And this is the front porch area. It didn't render well at all. This side of the house didn't render well at all. But this side, it's sort of cool. And this really did well, which is kind of shocking, because that's down between the carport, the garage, and the house, that side of the house would be rendered so well. I would think this carport would block view of this side of the house, whereas when the drone was going back and forth in this angle, it would have gotten the side of this house many, many more times, all the way out to here. Whereas when it was flying in this orientation, coming in from this angle, trying to get the slices of the picture. Anyway, all of this is pretty amazing to me. Some of these tree trunks seem to be rendered as vertical structures along with the trees out here. These trees over in here didn't render vertically very well. The new house looks pretty good. Trees out here sloping down again to the ditch that runs right through this area of the property. The trees, of course, did not render well. The little storage building out here that we don't have access to. It's locked. We don't have a key to it. That is amazing 3D renderings from what data it had. Now I will do some of these again, and I will have the gimbal at like a 35-45 degree angle, and I will be running circles around certain points trying to get a 3D mapping. But this to me is pretty darn good considering how the photographs were taken. I'll run another sort of mission like this, but instead of having the gimbal straight down, I will do my best to change its angle, and we'll see what that generates. So I'm not going to talk more about this. That's basically what happened. Maybe tomorrow, if weather cooperates, we'll run another one of these with the gimbal at -45 instead of -90, or maybe -35, and we'll see what those photographs generate as a 3D model. I've got 5 more days of demo time on this software. So there's the process data.